So number one, I had on my list, not number one, but just one of them. I saw a lot of people this weekend, a lot of people. And one of them I was reminded of when I walked into the studio today. Because when you go to big events, you're always like, man, this is so cool. And we take pictures to remember it always, right? But then you always realize when you walk by the gift shop, the memorabilia shop,
Gear Guy,
you got to be Souvenir Guy. And Souvenir Guy, as soon as I walked in, was Chris Brockman over here.
yeah.
He's Souvenir Guy. He's got his 123rd edition, the U.S. Open sweatshirt on. And so for me, I end up spending a lot more than I want to because
so much.
I ended up bringing my daughter and my youngest son on Friday. They got done. It was on the way home, and I had a little entrance at the U.S. Open, which shall remain nameless. Mike Del Tufo. Don't tell everybody my entrance that I went in, but it was a kind of a hidden entrance that I brought the kids through. We walked in, and had a little family time. My daughter says, "Don't take me back. It is too much walking." But when I told her we're going to the gift shop, their faces lit up. So took them to the gift shop and bought her a shirt, bought bag tags. We bought everything. So I was Souvenir Guy.
Nice.
And that's one of the big takeaways is that when you go into like a gift shop, even on vacations, anywhere you go, you always need something to hold on to that memory. I think I overdid it at the gift shop. Souvenir Guy. So that's the one thing I have on my list of 10 things here.
Too much money.
Next thing is the reference to Lionel Richie's house.
Oh my gosh.
How many times did they reference Lionel Richie's house?
8,000.
Oh, right. Lionel Richie's house.
Wait,
On
that's
hole
Lionel Richie's
4.
house?
Yeah, that's really his house. Yeah. On the L.A.C. Which it's kind of funny because I did read up on, I guess, the initial fee or the members fee to actually
is like $250 to $300.
$250 to $300 to get in. But they don't accept celebrities.
No entertainers.
Yep. So Lionel Richie is right there on hole 4, but yet he's a celebrity. He can't be a part of the golf course.
Can't play.
He can go out on his balcony. He can go out on the patio.
Wait a second.
Cheer the guys on.
Yes. Time out.
Yes.
That's Lionel Richie's house.
Yes.
That is Lionel them fire. Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling.
Yes.
That's his crib, and yet
And the Commodore.
Go in his backyard and
He
play.
can't walk down on his and go play.
Can't go play.
Yo, that seems racist to me.
It's just no celebrities. It is a
no celebrity.
Racist against celebrities.
So
That's
Hugh
wild,
Hugh
man.
Hefner, the Playboy Mansion is right up against the 13th green and the 14th tee. You can still hear the monkeys and the birds and stuff while you tee off on 14. Hugh Hefner tried to become a member at L.A.C.C. forever, and they wouldn't let him in.
Wow.
Told him
That's
no.
crazy.
So he said,
that fence, I'd be playing at
So
night.
he said, "Oh no, you won't let me in. Watch this."
Cool, I'm going to get more animals.
He got animals over there on the 13th tee.
So was Lionel there? Was he peeping from the balcony?
I'm not sure. Him and
They
Commodore.
didn't show him, but they mentioned his house
mentioned him
every
a
single
lot.
I think he's
commercial.
on tour right now.
Okay.
He left.
Dancing on the ceiling.
The third takeaway, number 3, or one of the things I also noticed. When did golf turn into suites? Like when did the suites and the seating? When I grew up and when I just watching golf was always about people along the fairways and along the greens, and you would be rows. And I remember back in 2009, I remember when I was at the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines, it was same thing. People, you walk the greens and you had all of this open space. Now it was like the suites. And what really bothered me the most was that I was not in one. I was not in the suites. But the crazier part was that I had my transistor radio in. Shout out to my guy Taylor Zarzer and the coverage that the guys over at SiriusXM had. The people in the suites or the grandstands and all of that, the suites actually had a television.
Yeah.
So you could always hear them saying, "Oh," and then everybody's looking around like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" And I have the transistor radio in my ear, so I'm telling the people who are next to me who don't have any idea. I was like, "Oh, Roy just missed a birdie putt," or "Oh, Wyndham Clark just hit bogey." So I'm just thinking like the whole suite thing. I get it at the Waste Management in Phoenix. That's like the whole 16 is the,
par 3,
the
where
par 3.
everyone's going crazy.
It's a party hole, but that's what I think the USGA is now moving towards now. They're moving toward this more corporate suite situation, which also leads into my other sort of takeaway from this weekend, guys, was that everyone says, oh, there wasn't a lot of fan interaction or a lot of fans. Well, I said this, look, you're in Los Angeles. Los Angeles actually, you're used to this. The US Open is huge, but LA is used to having World Series, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, big events, the Grammys, American Music Awards. So when it comes to events, people was like, "Oh, there was no Rockets fans," because we know how to behave. We know how to act at big events. So that's another takeaway that I have. Another one that I have is, isn't it always cool now that you just know that the U.S. Open is probably the best Father's Day event?
Always.
So I kept thinking about think about events that you can like go with your dad. You know what I mean? Father, grandfather, all that. It's a great event for Father's Day weekend, right? How many times I just watched watched all the guys, and you saw, the matching hats and polo shirts and the, dads with their sons. I thought it was a cool event. And I think when I think of Father's Day weekend sporting event, US Open is like top tier. Right. When I think of now around Easter, I'm always thinking of obviously the Masters is right around that time. But I can't really think of a lot of events that kind of correlate with a special day.
There's been a lot of big NBA Finals moments.
Yeah, Finals day, Michael Jordan, with the basketball,
when it beating the Sonics and finally getting over the hump. So usually, sometimes, like you said, there would have been a Game 7 on Sunday had Miami been able to push Denver. But yeah, U.S. Open. Father's Day, lock it in. It's every single year. It's so special.
Yeah. Another one here on my list. I make sure you just schedule a recovery day. So for a lot of people who are listening and the people who are watching, I do have shorts on underneath the desk. Yeah. I'm on recovery day. I walked a lot. I got my steps in.
What do you got? What do you got for numbers?
I don't have.
Check back the week.
I will click back. I will do that during the break. I will give you my numbers but I got some steps in.
Got to be 20,000 plus.
Oh my God!
Right?
Easily. Steps were steps. I was stepping. Okay, I was stepping. I'll just say like that. So I got my steps in. Got a lot of exercise and was great with the cloud coverage earlier in the tournament. Yeah. Compared to like the last Saturday and Sunday when that cloud coverage was over, it was just cold. It was too hot. Another one here on my takeaways from the U.S. Open. Wyndham is not just a hotel. He is now a major champion. Think about that. And there actually is a Wyndham actual tournament, the Wyndham Championship.
Yep.
And Wyndham Clark has actually missed the cut twice, and he tied for 81st. So now the Wyndham Championship takes on bigger significance, and I think it's actually upcoming. It hasn't happened yet. So in August, Wyndham Clark could be playing in the Wyndham Championship. Think about how cool that is.
Man, this dude missed the cut in 4 of 6 majors that he previously played in. Wins on his 7th. Unreal.
That's how unreal goes. You just need one good weekend. One good weekend.
Everything's rolling. All the luck goes your way.
A couple more for you here. I was by Golfguy. So I was standing by Golfguy. I was on the 10th hole, and I was just happened to be standing there. And Padraig Harrington, he hit one, and you always see it on TV when it happens, but I saw it live in person where the ball actually hit somebody. And the guy it barely tapped him, but it hit him, and he was like, oh, but I saw how the officials, they come over and they mark the ball and they spread everybody around like, no, scoot out of the way, get out of the way. And then Harrington's, his caddy comes over, hey, give us a little more. He needs a little more room. So now I'm pushed all the way, but I still got a nice little sight view of what's about to happen. He's about to take a shot. But I happen to be standing behind Golfguy, who's with his lady. So Golfguy, you already know, yeah, babe, he does, all he can do is lay up right here. So he's probably just going to hit it over here in the fairway just to give him a nice little shot. Probably try to save par.
Just mansplaining everything that's happening.
And she's like eating it up. She's like, oh, okay, cool, okay. And all Harrington does comes over. I think he grabs, I want to say he grabbed maybe like a 7 or a 6. Comes over. Now, this is how I know I'm just a bad golfer, because for me, I probably would have did what Golfguy was saying. And yet these are true professionals. Harrington hits one up onto the green from this almost obstructed view that he had. He gets it up on the green. Now he's trying to shoot for birdie. And so Golfguy is totally wrong. And that's why you don't listen to golf. Like, oh man, yeah, that was, I didn't see that. I was like, yeah, Golfguy, relax, Golfguy. But I just thought that was funny, because Golfguy was really trying to impress his lady, and he was just flat out wrong. So.
Hey, whatever works.
Last one here. This is last one here. And this is my final takeaway. After seeing some players hit, and after watching a lot of the guys on Thursday and Friday who actually missed the cut, I'm not as bad as a golfer as I really thought. Look, I'm not Rory McIlroy. I'm not Scotty Scheffler. But I'm also not as bad as. And my guy Xander Schauffele, yesterday, I was on the hole number 10. He almost had a snowman. He triple bogeyed. He did some things that I'm like, that's not I do that. Like, you're not supposed to triple bogey. I triple bogeyed a couple times.
Dustin Johnson had a snowman on one of the holes.
Hole 2 on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what?
He had an 8.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not the greatest golfer, but I also saw some shots this weekend and said, hey, I could have done that. And that's it.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.